Welcome to Vegan Finds, where we're going to take this and turn it into this Scottish macaroni pie with an American twist.
There you go. Enjoy, stick around, we'll show you how it's done.
Okay, welcome back to Vegan Finds. We're still in Rule Britannia Week. I don't know why Stuart's calling it Rule Britannia Week. You know, I don't know. So, today we're going to be making Scottish macaroni pie with an American twist. So we're going to be making macaroni and cheese. I am Scottish. I've never had Scottish macaroni pie, but my mother didn't cook very much Scottish food growing up. So I didn't eat a lot of Scottish food. I think I had haggis once in my life, but we are going to be making haggis. So I'm very excited. We're going to be making vegan haggis at some point. So, we are going to make our base for our macaroni and cheese. And Stuart is going to come in and then he's going to make the pastry for the pie. Because when it comes to baking, Stuart's the best bet. I can bake. I can bake. I actually bake very well. But, you know. I got a new mug. I'm very excited. So, sorry. My throat's been bothering me lately, so I've been drinking a lot of tea. So, let's get started. I have the water boiling for our macaroni and cheese, but we are going to start with some vegan cream cheese. Now, if you've seen my macaroni and cheese recipe before, you can skip right past this. Farm cheddar, and we're going to need some vegan butter, 1/4 of a cup of noosh, and some Tabasco sauce, because that's my secret ingredient. So let's get the rest of this stuff going, and I'm going to show you how to start it. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take 2 tablespoons of vegan butter and melt it in the pot. All right? You just want to melt your vegan butter in your pot. All right? So I hope you guys are doing well. I'm not leaving the house very much lately. Between the pandemic and numbers are on the rise again here in New Jersey. And my allergies, because of leaf mold, have been atrocious. So that's been a lot of fun. Okay, so we have our vegan butter melting, and I'm going to show you the next step. Okay, so we have our nutritional yeast, and I'm just going to pour that in. And that's going to create the base of the cheesy flavor that we're going to be trying to achieve here. All right? All right. Next, in our pot, believe it or not, we are going to be using vegan cream cheese. It's going to give it a very... Sorry, I'm having a lighting situation since daylight savings time. Like a massive one. Like it's a lighting problem. There we go. We'll call it a lighting problem because of daylight savings time. It's like 5:30 here and it's like pitch black. It's ridiculous. Alright, so in our pot goes the vegan cream cheese, and you want to melt that down. And just keep stirring it in to create that nice cheesy base, okay? So I will show you what that looks like when the vegan cream cheese is melted. So as you can see, our nutritional yeast, our cream cheese, and our butter has made a base. So what we're going to start doing is actually seasoning that. So, listen, I know this is going to sound crazy, and I realize that. Squirt some mustard in there. Believe it or not,
That's crazy!
Brings up your flavor game on your macaroni and cheese. Alright, and you just want to start continuously melt your cheese to get that good base. Oh, it smells so good. So I put in about a half a teaspoon of mustard. I use spicy brown. You can use mustard powder. And you just want to melt this. And that's going to create that nice cheesy base for your macaroni and cheese. Alright. So, into that, you're going to add a half a cup of plant-based milk. It's going to thin it out and continue to make it really creamy. Melting your cheese. Just want to keep incorporating it. And I know I'm using a metal spoon in my metal pot because I'm having a brain day. Okay, so before anybody yells at me, oh my gosh, she's using a metal spoon.
Nobody's going to yell at you.
Alright. We may need to add a little bit more plant-based milk into this to finish melting our cheese. So let me do that. See you in a minute. It's so cheesy. Alright. So now, you don't need any salt, believe it or not, because the vegan cheeses are so, what's the word I'm looking for? Salty!
Yeah, that's the word.
That's the word. So you're going to sprinkle some paprika in. Oh yeah. Paprika. You want some black pepper. Definitely no salt. You definitely do not need salt in this recipe. And my old friend, Tabasco. Now, you can eliminate the Tabasco if you don't like your, macaroni and cheese to have a kick to it. But as you can see, it's nice and creamy. And this is going to be your macaroni and cheese sauce for your macaroni. I'll just say it myself. That I say this myself. It would make a good fondue too.
Ooh, fondue.
With bread. Add a little wine.
Gluten-free bread.
Oh yeah. It'd be a delicious fondue. If you like fondue.
Then it's a fondue.
And then it's a fondue. Alright, let's get our macaroni in here. And I'll see you in a minute. And in goes our pasta. We're going to give this a nice good coating. Alright. And now, I'm going to bid you adieu while Stuart takes over and makes the pastry. Now, for my non-vegan friends, I did read that if you add cream cheese to any macaroni and cheese recipe, it will make it creamier. But I suggest you try doing it plant-based. I think plant-based is the way to go. And for my lactose intolerant friends, it's definitely the way to go.
It's a no farting zone.
Oh my God, this is so good. I'm just going to go get a spoon and sit in the corner and eat this.
There may be leftovers for you.
Okay. Not leftovers for me. Leftovers for Stinky. Okay. So I will see you in a little bit.
Okay, so I'm taking over here, and I'm going to be making the pastry for the Scottish macaroni pie. And what we have in here is 2 cups of gluten-free flour. I'm using, what am I using here? The Bob's Red Mill all-purpose 1-for-1. I'm adding to this 8 tablespoons of shortening. 8 tablespoons is the equivalent of half a cup, but since I have to cut this into cubes anyway, I figured it's easier just to use the tablespoon measure. This is what is referred to as hot water pastry in the realm of British cooking. It's not one that I'm really familiar with, but we made a similar dough yesterday for dumplings, so I'm going to do that now. So let's see, I got 4 in there. Go with 5. 6. 7. And 8. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some hot water, and we're going to add that to our well and start mixing. Folks, as luck would have it, I totally botched up my own directions, and what I need to do is take the lard out of the flour just for the moment, and I'm going to add a half a cup of hot water to this and melt it. Ugh. Not too swift on my part, but mistakes do happen. That's life. You just kind of go with the flow. So I'm getting the water heated up. Ooh, I can just use this. No, I can't. My kettle's not plugged in. So I'll be back with some hot water to melt this, and then we're going to add it to our bowl of flour. We're going to add some hot water to this and just start stirring it up. Let the vegetable shortening melt into this. Now I'm going to guess that you might be able to use like melted coconut oil if you didn't have vegetable shortening for this. You don't want to use boiling water, but we'll just keep going. And I will be back once this is melted and ready to be added to our flour. So you can see our lard, our vegetable shortening, as it were, has melted. And I'm going to add that right into the middle of our flour thing here. Get every last bit because you're probably going to need it. And we're going to just start mixing that with a 1 spoon.
He's so funny.
All right. Now we may need to add a little additional water to this just because we're using gluten-free flour, and quite honestly, the way gluten-free flour reacts to some of this stuff is oftentimes different than...
Warm water?
Yeah, just a little. Although this is coming together pretty nicely. All right. Let's see. I think we can get this kneaded up. Just gonna knead it with my hand for a bit. All right. Just gonna add just a teeny touch bit more water. All right, there we go. Okay, good. Now I'm just going to sprinkle our surface here with a little bit of flour, and we're going to knead it by hand. Get it nice and smooth, and then we're going to roll it out and put it into our springform pan. Now you could use mini pans, you could use a loaf pan, you know, really doesn't matter what kind of, pan you use for this. You just want one that makes a pie shape, or something that'll hold the pastry. You can, you can free form it if you want. I mean, there's a million different ways to skin this cat. Not that I'm suggesting you skin a cat. It's a terrible phrase, right? Who would have thought that? Not even people who don't like cats. So, this is nice and doughy now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my rolling pin and roll it out. And then I have my springform pan here. You can see it. Hopefully I got enough to go up the sides. I don't know. I've never made this before. So it's called Experiment on the Fly, Vegan Finds Way. So I shall return momentarily. Just going to roll this out a bit. I don't really have enough room here, but we're just going to... That's exactly what I thought would happen, happened. As I knocked over the lighting structure here. This may be a dough that is going to require some delicate work here. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to roll it out to about 1/4 inch thick, place it into our springform pan. I think the one we have is a 9-inch pan. It's either 8 or 9 inches. Just going to see how. Okay, it's just about an inch past. I'm going to gently, and you can see this is like super delicate, this dough. It's going to fall apart, so you're going to end up pressing it into the pan on the edges. I'm going to actually spray my pan just because I have no idea if this is going to release, and I do not want that to get stuck because that would kind of kill the vibe. So I'm just using a quick canola spray. Alright, I'm just going to give this a little bit more flour on the surface. It's a little warm in here, so the dough is very soft. We're going to put this into our pan, and then we're going to refrigerate it for ½ an hour so it doesn't burn when we bake it. Alright, so this is ready to get rolled up and put into our springform, or not. I don't know if it's going to roll. It's not. Alright. So I'm just going to basically use my fingers. That's it. This is just going to take it chunk by chunk, start placing it into the pan, and then we'll just build around it. See? Kind of sometimes learn these things. I've never made a hot water pastry. Now I know it's a really super soft dough. Might have been better off refrigerating it first, but you'll see I'm going right around the edge here. Just going to get a spatula and you know what, I'm going to use my knife here. There we go. Just start adding it piece by piece to our pan. Now if the bottom's a little thin, that's fine, because basically the bottom's going to stay on. You're not going to pop it. I mean, it's going to stay on the spring form. So you don't have to worry about if the bottom cracks or whatnot. Nobody's going to see it. You're not presenting this like a cake. Alright. Get that piece in. Okay, so we can see. This is what it's going to look like. I'm going to just start pressing it in to the sides here. Alright. We're getting a lot of animal activity outside, so the dogs are very excited. Getting a lot of deer visitors, some raccoons, the occasional opossum. I've not seen a skunk, but I've smelled them. I'm always worried when I walk the dogs at night that one day I'm just going to happen across a friendly neighborhood skunk and one of us is going to get sprayed, and it'll probably be me. That's always been the luck. The dog digs out a yellow jacket nest. I'm the one who gets stung. He gets off scot-free. Yeah, right. We're going to keep going up the edge here. You want to get it. You want it to be even as much as possible around the edge. You want a decent thickness on the edge as well. You want at least like a 1/4 inch, because you don't want it to basically crack in the cooking and have the cheese and stuff leak out. So I'm going to keep going. This is essentially done. It's ready to go. I'm going to pop it in the fridge now for half an hour, and then once it's ready, I'm going to add the macaroni and cheese to this, and we will be ready to pop it in the oven. So I'll be back shortly. My wife wants me to put the macaroni and cheese into our pan, into our cooled pan, or a cool pastry crust.
Would it make more sense to use a ladle? Yes, it would than a spatula.
No, because
Why?
you're going to have to smush this down.
Do you want me to do it?
Nope, I got it. I made the crust, and in crust I trust.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, I can honestly say I've never eaten this in my life.
You've never eaten macaroni pie?
No.
What kind of Scots person are you?
I told them earlier, my mother didn't really make Scottish food. My mother made a lot of Italian and Polish food. A lot of Italian and Polish food.
Oh, I got nothing.
A lot of Italian.
Okay. Now you may have some macaroni and cheese left over. That's fine. Eat that while you're waiting. Because that's what I'm going to do, folks. So we're just adding an extra layer. Hopefully it'll crust up good. We're going to bake this now for 30 minutes. The crust should be golden brown. If it's not golden brown, don't take it out. If it is golden brown, take it out. If the cheese on the top burns a little bit, put something on top of it. Just make sure that the crust is cooked. So
you know what we're going to do? We're going to cover this with fucking foil.
Oh my God! NSFW alert.
We're going to cover it with foil.
We're going to cover it with foil.
Why?
No, because we need the ambient temperature to bake it.
Right, but the ambient temperature inside is also going to melt the cheese. Like, if we... Alright, you know what?
I don't know. No, because then it's going to get, like, it's going to, like, sweat and then...
Alright. He says no. I say yes. So we're going to go with him.
Alright. I'm the baker.
Pah!
Anyway, we'll be back in a flash to show you how this comes out. Okay, so our macaroni pie has just come out of the oven. It was in there for 30 minutes at 400 degrees. I've undone the spring form, and we are now going to lift it up. Look at that.
I'm Paul Hollywooding this crap.
Yeah, you can Paul Hollywood it, and I'll put you back where you belong in the corner. All right, baby? Stop that. You're going to mess it up. You're going to mess it up. Are we ready to cut it? Or should we let it sit for
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I think we should cut it.
Then cut it.
I need a knife. I need utensils. You know, you are like absolutely no help here. The hired help in this house. Woof. Oh, look at that. She's got a knife. Now that's a knife.
Not a knife.
All right. We're going to cut. Do we have something to take this out?
Oh my god.
The first cut's always the deepest.
Oh, he's sick.
Oh. Lack of preparation.
Flour all over it.
Macaroni pie. Oh, look at that. That looks incredible. Incredible. So there you have it. Scottish macaroni pie. So if you like these recipes, please click subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, give us a thumbs up, share with your friends. Yeah, share with your friends. Also, follow us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram, and follow us on Twitter. I'm looking forward to digging in. Be safe, be well, and enjoy.